Hey everyone, this is second video about the basic syntaxes, and in this one we will learn about inbuilt functions. So first of all, what are functions? So functions are the block of codes that are designed to perform a specific task. Like we have the void setup function, which is used for setting up the pins, and we also have void loop, which is the main function of a program. Now these are the basic functions that you have already seen. In this video we will discuss about few more. And now after the functions, we have types of functions. So there are basically two types of functions, inbuilt functions and user-defined functions. Inbuilt functions are those functions that are predefined by the developers and stored in the function libraries of IDE. A user can just call any function anytime and use it. While the user-defined functions are those functions that a programmer develops while developing the code, generally to avoid writing the same code again and again. Now before moving further, let me give you some examples of inbuilt functions so that you can understand everything more easily. So here we have the code from our LED Blink project, and in this code I believe that most of the students have already thought about it, that how writing pin mode can set up a pin and how a delay is providing a half-second delay. So these are the inbuilt functions that we use in a program. We can call them anywhere we need and can use them. And now let's get back to the concept and understand that what does calling a function mean. So here, calling a function means telling the IDE to run that specific block of code. The inbuilt functions are stored in the library of IDE. So just like we can use the example codes from the example library, we can also use inbuilt functions by just calling them in the code. And we can do that just by writing the proper name of that function where we need it in the code and giving it required attributes. Now let me show you how it look like. So here we have the elements of a function. When we call a function, this is how its structure will look like. We have first the name of function, then brackets, then inside the brackets we have attributes, then a statement terminator in the last. So this is how most of the functions will look like, except the setup and loop, because they are the main functions. So they are a little special. Now here we have the pin mode and delay as an example. So you can see, first one we have the name, that is pin mode. Then we have the brackets, and inside those brackets we have attributes that are LED1 and high in this case. And in last we have the statement terminator. And in delay we have only one attribute, that is 500. So there can be one or more than one attributes in any function, depends on the working of that particular one. Now let me give you a practical life example to understand it more better. Suppose you want to make some fruit juice, and for that you bought a blender. Now you have put that blender in your kitchen, and you can use it whenever you want to. Whenever you feel like you want to have some juice, you can take that blender, put some fruits in it and make some juice. Now here we can compare this blender with our function. Just like this blender have a specific function of blending things, we have our functions in the code that perform some specific task depends on the working of that function. And just like the blender can be used multiple times, you can also use functions any number of time in a code. And if we talk about the attributes, so just like the fruits, if you put orange, you will get some orange juice. If you put banana and milk, you will get some milkshake. We have the attributes of functions. You can give any attribute to a function as an input, and based on that, you will get some output. Like here in the digital right, if I have the LED1 and high attribute, then the LED will glow. If I have the LED1 with the low attribute, the LED will not glow. So we have the same function digital right, but it's doing different tasks. In first, it's making the LED glow, and in second one, it's making the LED turn off. Now there's one more thing here, like in the blender, you can't put rocks. In that case, the blender will break down. Similarly, we need to provide the proper attributes to the inbuilt functions so that they can work properly. Like in delay, you can't provide LED1 and high, it will not work. Similarly in digital write, you can't provide 500. So these are the inbuilt functions, and I hope you got these, that what they are, how we can call a function and how we can use them. Now here are some few more examples of inbuilt functions that are widely used. So you have already learned about the pin mode, which is to set up the mode of a pin. Then we have delay, which is used to provide some delay in the program. Then we have digital write, which writes the digital output on any pin. And after that we have three more, which are digital read, which is to read the data as digital input. And then we have analog write and analog read. So these are some of the very basic inbuilt functions. Now these functions names are case sensitive, so make sure you are writing the correct name. Like in all these, we have the first word in lowercase letters. Like in pin mode, we have the pin in lowercase. In digital write and read, we have digital in lowercase. And then the first alphabet of the second word is in uppercase. Like in pin mode, we have M capital. And then all the other alphabets are in lowercase letters. So make sure you write the proper name. Now after this, if you want to learn more about the inbuilt functions, then you can check out the programming reference on Arduino website. And for that, just write Arduino on Google and click on arduino.cc. And then here, go to documentation, then reference. And now here in reference, you will find a lot of inbuilt functions here. You can learn about these just by clicking any function. Then you will get all the description, syntax, and some examples about that particular function. And if you see, we have nearly all of the inbuilt functions here, like digital read, digital write, pin mode, the analog functions, and a lot more. So you can visit here if you want to learn about these functions. And also there are some programming elements after the functions here, so you can check out this one. So this is about the inbuilt functions. I hope you got everything here. So thanks for watching, and have you seen the next video.